week only. With over 265,000 thunderstorms told and countless five-star reviews, you know it works. People are buying several to put them all around their home. Just go to EdenPureDeals.com. Use discount code REDEYE. EdenPureDeals.com. Discount code REDEYE. The BOGO sale is happening right now, and shipping is free. This winter, give your diesel a real treat. House Diesel Treats. It's what your diesel craves in the cold. North America's most trusted anti-gel prevents gelling even in the harshest temperatures without the use of alcohol or harmful solvents. Safe and effective in all diesel and biodiesel blends, it lubricates fuel.
You know something? Don't worry about it. Don't criticize the team, my friend. What's your breakfast? I hope your breakfast gets cancer. I hope your breakfast gets AIDS. I hope your breakfast gets...
Red Eye Radio and our sponsors are devoted to trucking safety. That's why we're proud to bring you the Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club. We've been saluting drivers who have surpassed the million-mile mark with preventable accident-free driving. By reaching this milestone, you can be a part of an elite club of drivers who share remarkable safety records and demonstrate superior driving skills. If you or someone you know is a truck driver with 1 million miles or more of driving under your belt without a preventable accident, register online at redeyeradioshow.com. That's redeyeradioshow.com. The Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club would not be possible without the generous support of the fine folks from Central Stopping Center, House Daycare.
Well, I like you, but it ain't great.
We applaud the individual truckers and fleets who drive with care and keep our highways safe. The Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club, devoted to trucking safety. Register online at redeyeradioshow.com.
The St. Christopher Truckers Relief Fund is excited to once again offer its diabetes prevention program, Driving Down Diabetes. This free CDC-approved year-long program begins January 9th, 2023, with live webinars focusing on nutrition, movement, stress management, sleep, and more. Sponsored by Southern Recipe, this program is for those at risk not already diagnosed with diabetes. Go to truckersfund.org, take the risk assessment located under the Health and Wellness tab, and sign up today.
News Radio 1440 WLWIAM, the home of Sean Hannity, also on 95.1 HD3 FM, Montgomery, Alabama, a Cumulus media station. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Chinese President Xi Jinping arrived in Moscow this past hour, where he will meet with Vladimir Putin in a show of support for the war in Ukraine. White House National Security Council spokesman John Kirby tells Fox,
if coming out of this meeting there's some sort of call for a ceasefire, well, that's just going to be unacceptable, because all that's going to do is ratify Russia's conquest today. So all that's going to do is give Mr. Putin more time to refit, retrain, reman.
Global investors showing their displeasure over UBS deal to buy its struggling rival Credit Suisse for $3.2 billion.
I'm Vicky Barker at the Foreign Desk in London. Shares of Credit Suisse plunged more than 60% in early trading on the heels of that announcement, and UBS fell 14%. Across Europe, bank shares fell sharply at the open, but have since recovered some lost ground.
Here in the U.S., the Fed meets this week to decide whether to raise interest rates again. New York City is bracing for possible protests if President Trump is arrested tomorrow, as he says he expects, in an investigation into alleged hush money paid to Stormy Daniels. CBS's Jared Hill says a Trump
that's what they get.
go before the grand jury to try to avoid indictment altogether.
Sources tell CBS News that attorney Robert Costello, the former legal advisor to ex-Trump lawyer Michael Cohen, could be called before a Manhattan grand jury to discredit Cohen's testimony. Sources say Cohen has been asked to be available as a rebuttal witness if needed.
Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders has signed a new law that will allow a monument to the unborn near the state capitol in Little Rock. It'll mark the number of abortions performed in the state before the Supreme Court struck down Roe v. Wade last year. Cafeteria workers, bus drivers, and custodians are threatening to walk off their jobs at schools in Los Angeles tomorrow, and teachers say they'll honor their picket lines. KCAL's Lori Perez.
Along with smaller class sizes, more staffing, and specialized programs, one of the main issues, SEIU wants a 30% raise for its members. LAUSD has said it's offered 10% up front and 15% over time, but both sides contend the other is refusing to negotiate further.
Looking for a happy place to live? Check out Finland.
We have food, we have clean air to breathe, our kids have access to school.
World's Happiest Report has named the country happiest in the world for the 6th year in a row. Denmark is number 2, then Iceland, Israel, and the Netherlands. The U.S. has climbed one spot from last year. It comes in at number 15. Unhappiest countries, Sierra Leone, Zimbabwe, and Congo. Dow futures up 24. This is CBS News.
Nobody should have to pay for one-size-fits-all insurance coverage. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance so you only pay for what you need. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Guys, stop putting your love life on hold. U.S. Pharmacy has some exciting news. If you've been wanting to try Viagra or Cialis, now's the perfect time. Call today and receive 90 little blue or little yellow pills for only $119 with free shipping. Why order some low-dose sildenafil from one of those subscription services when we can give you what you want now? Call 800-711-6818 and we'll rush your order discreetly packaged to your door. 800-711-6818.
This is an urgent announcement for anyone that's $10,000 or more in debt. Total Financial Freedom can help you become debt-free in months instead of years. Resolve your credit card debt, signature loans, department store cards, internet loans, and timeshares. Call Total Financial Freedom now at 800-208-1312 for a free consultation. You have the right to get your debt resolved and substantially reduce your monthly payments. Call Total Financial Freedom now. 800-208-1312. Call now.
Today marks 20 years since the start of the U.S. invasion of Iraq. The invasion started from the air with shock and awe.
The attack came in waves, cruise missiles, followed by the F-117 stealth bombers with so-called bunker-busting bombs. Their target, a bunker believed to be sheltering what are called top leaders of the Iraqi regime.
Months later, President George W. Bush declared major combat operations over, but the war carried on and U.S. troops didn't leave Iraq until 2011. The lesson, according to Stephen Wertheim of the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace.
This lesson is all the more important to consider today when the challengers the United States faces are much more capable.
Cammie McCormick, CBS News. Costco, Aldi, Trader Joe's, and other stores are recalling frozen organic fruit. The CDC says strawberries from the Scenic Fruit Company carry the risk of hepatitis A. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
The universal truth of women's shoes. The cuter they are, the more they hurt. You have to put your best foot forward, and if your best foot is an ugly shoe, oh my goodness. Lisa Ann thought she had to choose between looking good and feeling good until she got fitted for arch support at the Good Feet store. Now I can wear the shoes that I picked out because I like the way they look, not because they were Good Feet relieves pain and her fashion dilemma. Stop by or schedule your free fitting at goodfeet.com.
Find your local Good Feet store in Montgomery at 7341 East Chase Parkway.
I'm Mark, the inventor of Navage nasal care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter. That Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage?
And I don't feel it, and I don't feel it.
I was excited to try Navage. I read the directions carefully, pressed the button, and oh my gosh, what a sensation. So much mucus, so much crud, but mostly merciful air I can finally breathe you through my nose. Never have I ever taken such an amazing breath in my life. This is a life changer, unquote. He's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Please know, healthy life.
Hey guys, Cole Kulik here. Did you know that colon cancer is the second leading cause of cancer deaths in America and that it affects men and women equally? If you're 45 or older, Rump Shaker encourages you to talk to a doctor about screening options that are available. Colon cancer is preventable, treatable, and beatable, but early detection is the key. Join us on March 25th at Regents Field in Birmingham for the 15th annual Rump Shaker 5K. For more information, please visit rumpshaker.com. rumpshakerinc.org. That's rumpshakerinc.org.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, it's true. Difficult times are a way of focusing us. We have to think about what matters most when it comes to our spending, our health care. No doubt. This is why so many people are joining MediShare right now. MediShare is a trusted way to save up to 50% on your monthly healthcare costs. More than 400,000 people have already made the switch. It's pretty obvious why, too, especially now during this challenging season with healthcare costs and out-of-pocket expenses going up. MediShare can save you a lot of money. The typical family saves $500 a month. MediShare is a Christian healthcare sharing ministry that's worked faithfully for 27 years. There are different options to choose from to fit your budget. I'll give you the number here in a second, and if you call, you can get a price within 2 minutes.
Oh, yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. I gotta get you to retraining camp. Okay. All right.
Joe and his good friend OG not only has great financial insight, it's laid back with humor too.
Stacking Deeds co-host Alan Corey.
One way to source property management companies, I like the ones with the lowest online reviews. They're typically comments from tenants saying they wouldn't let me break my lease early, or I had no one to talk to. Like it's actually they would give me the money for the coats.
You want your soprano guy to be running your apartment building.
The Stacking Benjamin Show, available on YouTube or wherever you listen.
He's the voice of the conservative millennial.
Ben Shapiro.
The Ben Shapiro Show, tonight at 8 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on it. Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by ExpressPros.com. Stop going it alone for recruiting and staffing. Choose a local expert. Hiring is about getting to know people, not algorithms. So let the team at Express Employment Professionals hire for you. Visit ExpressPros.com to find the office near you.
After one of the coldest mornings so far in 2023, we will warm up nicely, although it will still be a chilly day today. Now, good news is there's a good amount of sunshine. We'll call it a mix of sun and clouds. A few more clouds for this afternoon, and the wind will be much lighter today, around 57. Another breeze possible in many spots tonight, officially going with a low of 32 degrees. Partly cloudy tomorrow in the mid-60s, mid to upper 70s, leaning upper 70s on Wednesday.
That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Sons Automotive, family owned, family driven on News Radio 1440.
See that? God bless America. The black folks think they're the only one voting for Democrats. You know, black folks so bad that they believe that black folks are, and we can let America right now.
Here's what's happening this Monday. Former President Donald Trump and his legal troubles are back.
That's okay. I love you. I know. I love you anyway, Melissa. You're all right. You're all right. I don't care. Retraining camp for you, though. Well, you know, that's true. That's true. We can. I don't know why people get all.
Well, that's what's happening.
Yeah.
One used to be able to have discussion.
And walk away and disagree, but not be disagreeable. Yeah. That's because we're intelligent.
Well, isn't it there?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes. Have a good morning.
You too. Retraining camp.
Trustworthy, consistent, reliable, the best at what they do. This is what customers are saying about Janney King, the king of clean. From office buildings to schools, healthcare facilities, and stadiums, our local franchise owners provide the same quality clean at every level. Let us put our 35 years of experience to work for you. Go to JannyKingCleans.com now. That's JANIKING Cleans.com. Franchise opportunities also available at JannyKingCleans.com.
Make plans to attend Zoo Weekend, March 25th and 26th for a festival and carnival-like wild weekend. Enjoy great music, live entertainment, animal presentations and programs, games, prizes, rides, tons of yummy concessions, and fun for the whole family. Admission is $18 for adults, $14 for children 3 through 12, toddlers 2 years and younger, and zoo members get in free. Don't miss the excitement of Zoo Weekend at your Montgomery Zoo, March 25th and 26th.
If your credit card bills have gotten out of hand, call Consolidated Credit now. If you're making the minimum payments, but your balance is just not going down, call Consolidated Credit now. If the interest rates on your credit cards are so high, it will take years to get out of debt. Call Consolidated Credit now. They've helped over 5 million people. They can consolidate your debts into one lower payment, reduce your interest rates, and get you out of debt fast. If you're struggling with credit card debt, call Consolidated Credit now.
Call now, 800-552-6750. That's 800-552-6750. 800-552-6750.
Consolidated Credit Counseling Services Incorporated, 5701 West Sunrise Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 33313. Not a loan company licensed by the New York Department of Financial Services or by the Vermont Department of Financial Regulation. Maryland DM 19, Oregon DM 18031. Licensed by Virginia State Corporation. Commission license number DC 32. Establishment of a plan may adversely affect the individual's credit rating or credit score. Non-payment of debt may be creditors to increase financial charges or collections activity, including litigation.
Hi neighbors, it's Eric Cresswell here. House
Right
right now, still arriving day. 2023 Ram Bighorn podcast. Most truck owners know the Ram is the best driving, most comfortable, most handsome truck on the road today. Join us now during Ram Truck Days to make your best deal. Drive a little, save a lot. Tallahassee.com. Sale ends March 31st.
Join Sean Hannity Sundays at 3 p.m. for the Encore Show.
Chinese, the Russians don't fear Joe Biden.
On News Radio 1440. Sometimes you need to reset, refocus on your day. A moment where you take a deep breath and change the focus from the problem to the problem solver. This is Decisions with Kevin Elkins.
And good morning, Montgomery, Alabama. It's time to rise and shine once again, if you can. Because you got one more day, one more above ground, and the ground's not above you. Good morning to you. I'm Kevin Elkins, and this is News Radio 1440. It is time for our daily bread, a word from on high, something that'll change your perspective or give you a new one. Either way, it's good for the soul. Good morning. It is March the 20th, believe it or not. 20 days have passed since the first. All right, 19 days. Today's daily bread is simply entitled Catching Contentment. Our scripture insight today comes from Psalms 131. Psalms 131 and 2 says, I am like a weaned child with its mother. Like a weaned child, I am content. And again, it is March the 20th. It is a day like all the others that has never been. It is also a day that shall never, ever come again. And once it's gone, you don't get a do-over. You don't get it back. You don't get to summon it from the past. You don't get a do-over. You don't get to come back and do all the things that you should have done this day that you didn't. You don't get a chance to come back and undo all the things that you have done. So whatever it is that you do with this day, March the 20th, make sure that if tomorrow should be, you be proud of what you have done on this day. If you've lived a while, you've been around a while on God's green earth, you've seen, you've heard many, many yesterdays. And if we are blessed and given the grace and mercy of God, we may, I'm not sure, we may see some tomorrows. But if tomorrow should never be, then it is this day. That is the first day of the rest of our lives. What do we do with it? Well, whatever you do, when you get an opportunity, reach back every once in a while and give somebody else a helping hand. Benjamin Elijah Maid said, whatever we do in life, we should do it so well, no man living, no man dead, no man yet to be born can do it any better. And I said that is the standard by which you live life. You'll always be successful. Oh, you'll fail at a thing or two. We all do. But you'll never be a failure until you quit. We say, give out if you must, rest if you can. But you never, ever, ever give up. You never quit, because quitters never win. And while winners may fail at a thing or two, they never quit. My mother said always, she said, one foot in front of the other. Nothing beats a failure but a try. Don't ever give up, because quitters, they never win. And while winners may lose at a thing or two, they'll never be a loser because they don't quit. One foot in front of the other. It's just that easy. Don't ever quit. Don't ever give up. And remember, failure is not your enemy. It is your teacher. Learn from it. Keep moving. Keep moving. One foot in front of the other. March the 20th, catching contentment. That is our daily bread for this day, March the 20th, 2023 AD. Good morning to you, Montgomery. It's time to rise and shine, and it is a great, great day to be alive.
Welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. I'm Sheridan Boise, and I've titled today's devotional, Catching Contentment. In a psychiatrist's advice column, he responded to a reader named Brenda, who lamented that her ambitious pursuits had left her discontented. His words were blunt. Humans aren't designed to be happy, he said, only to survive and reproduce. We're cursed to chase the teasing and elusive butterfly of contentment, he added, not always to capture it. I wonder how Brenda felt reading the psychiatrist's nihilistic words, and how different she may have felt had she read Psalm 131 instead. In its words, David gives us a guided reflection on how to find contentment. He begins in a posture of humility, putting his kingly ambitions aside, and while wrestling life's big questions is important, he puts those aside too. Then he quiets his heart before God, entrusting the future into his hands. The result is beautiful. Like a weaned child with its mother, he says, I am content. In a broken world like ours, contentment will at times feel elusive. In Philippians 4:11-13, the Apostle Paul said contentment is something to be learned. But if we believe we're only designed to survive and reproduce, contentment will surely be an uncatchable butterfly. David shows us another way, catching contentment through quietly resting in God's presence. Today's scripture reading is from Psalm 131. My heart is not proud, Lord. My eyes are not haughty. I do not concern myself with great matters or things too wonderful for me. But I have calmed and quieted myself. I am like a weaned child with its mother. Like a weaned child, I am content. Israel, put your hope in the Lord, both now and forevermore. Let's pray together. Lord, there can be so much in our day to keep us discontented. The problems in our world, the parts of our own lives that are incomplete, whether they be relationships or accomplishments. If we try to find contentment in any of these things somehow being fixed up today, we will be left waiting. And so we take time now to dwell with you, to listen to you, to rest in you. You are the deepest well of our truest contentment. Thank you, Lord. We receive your contentment now, in Jesus' name, and by the power of your Holy Spirit. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
Time to rise and shine this morning, folks. Now, we're going to do a couple of things a little different this morning, because I want to play this piece here. Okay, so time to rise and shine. Okay. Now, I've got to play a special audio this morning, which is going to take me about 22 minutes. So I got to take a break right now. When we come back, we'll play the audio, Advice of a third grade teacher. I know it's spring break and all that stuff, but people need to hear this because it really is a good piece. Okay, we'll be back.
WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Jackson Hewitt for your guaranteed biggest refund and 50% off tax prep. Switch to Jackson Hewitt. 50% off is a limited time offer for new clients filing at participating locations. Max value $200. Visit jacksonhewitt.com/50 for terms.
After one of the coldest mornings so far in 2023, we will warm up nicely, although it will still be a chilly day today. Now, good news is there's a good amount of sunshine. We'll call it a mix of sun and clouds. A few more clouds for this afternoon, and the wind will be much lighter.
Whoa, happy day.
Another freeze possible in many spots tonight, officially going with a low of 32 degrees, partly cloudy tomorrow. We're in the mid-60s, mid to upper 70s, leaning upper 70s on Wednesday.
That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Sons Automotive. Family owned, family driven on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, things are looking good. Your Monday morning kicks off with no major problems or accidents. Interstate systems moving smoothly into the Tri-County area. Clanton, Albany, Greenville, no problems on Highway 80 or 231. Either direction, keep listening. We'll keep you posted. The new Toyotas are arriving daily at Reinhardt Toyota. Camrys, Corollas, Tundras, Tacomas. They go fast. Reinhardt Toyota on the East Boulevard. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is major delay.
When it comes to tires, bald ain't so beautiful. It's time for a tire makeover at Chico's Auto Pros. Better price, better experience, guaranteed. 239-9510.
When a new character gets added to an esport, the whole game turns upside down for the first few weeks. This couldn't be more true with a brand new Valorant agent named Gecko, who now has the highest win rate above any other character in just the first week of his release. Both players and esport organizations claim that Gecko is by far the strongest agent in the game and quickly needs to be tweaked to become more fair. Have you been enjoying Valorant's new agent?
The latest esports and gaming news. Find it online at checkpointxp.com.
Inflation is sky high. Banks are failing, and nobody will bail out the little guy. You need to protect your family and your portfolio. If you've been on the fence about buying gold,
you know what?
it's the time to make the call. Securing your IRA or 401k with real gold and silver is a portfolio protection plan, and Oxford Gold has made it as easy as 1, 2, 3. Call Oxford Gold right now and ask about bonus opportunities you may be eligible for. Call 833-899-GOLD. 833-899-GOLD.
Spring is here. Your to-do list just got a whole lot longer. Whether you're working on your lawn, at the camp, or on the farm, do more and save more with John Deere equipment from SunSouth, including zero-turn mowers with 0% financing. And for bigger projects, check out John Deere 1 and 3 Series tractors with 0% financing for 60 months. Why wait another season to do more? For all of your equipment needs, visit SunSouth. Equipment for those that do.
Restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Expires March 31, 2023. Ever wonder why your business doesn't show up on online search maps, but your competitors do? It's hundreds of things. Things that Cumulus Boost can identify and fix. And that's how we boost your findability. CumulusBoost.com. CUMULUS Boost.com.
Trustworthy, consistent, reliable, the best at what they do. This is what customers are saying about Janny King, the king of clean. From office buildings to schools, healthcare facilities, and stadiums, our local franchise owners provide the same quality clean at every level. Let us put our 35 years of experience to work for you. Go to JannyKingCleans.com now. That's JANIKING Cleans.com.
Janny King, the king of clean.
Franchise opportunities also available at JannyKingCleans.com.
Since 1969, you've trusted Bill Bradley. When something breaks, call Bill Bradley for plumbing, heating, and air conditioning concerns. Bill Bradley will come fix your home. Call today and tune up your AC for only $74.95. Bill Bradley, your source for all things green, including available financing on HVAC. Certificate number 8449.
Bradley, won't you please fix my home?
You see miracles all the time at our children's hospital, but miracles never come easy. That's why, as great as children's hospitals are, they need our support to keep miracles happening. Put your money where the miracles are. Support your Children's Miracle Network Hospital.
He's smart, witty, and fast on the draw. It's Montgomery this afternoon at 5 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
Okay, no PT today. Sorry about that. I got to play this because once a year you got to play the whole thing. This whole thing, and since school's about out pretty soon here, maybe everybody's getting out. Some people get an opportunity to listen to this, but it's the advice of a third grade dropout, and I think you'll like it. It's by Dr. Rick Rigsby, and I play this like once a year all the way through, and this is that time. So enjoy, and then we'll be back with lessons of life and the word of the day. All right, let's do it.
Curriculum is rigorous, tough, demanding, compelling, forcing you to be your best and to give your best. The sacrifice, young people, that you went through, most of us will never, ever know. But here's my message. To whom much is given, much is required. You have been blessed, invested in by this great faculty. You won't ever receive the kind of knowledge that you've received in your time here. But I wish that you would couple that knowledge with something else. Wisdom. Wisdom from a mother. Wisdom from a father, a grandmother, a grandfather, an uncle, an aunt, a friend, a favorite professor. Wisdom from somewhere. That combination will keep you centered regardless of the turbulence of the sea. That combination will keep you well grounded, regardless of the ups and downs of life. That combination will cause you to make an impact, to grow your influence. It was John Maxwell who said leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. Your ability to influence people within the sphere of your periphery will determine the impact that you make. Well, Cal Maritime graduates make an impact. They make an impact all over the world, making an impact. It's not about making a nice impression. It's about making an impact. It's about doing your best. I learned how to make an impact from the wisest person I ever met in my life, a third grade dropout. Wisest and dropout in the same sentence is rather oxymoronic, like jumbo shrimp. Like fun run. Ain't nothing fun about it. Like Microsoft Works. Y'all don't hear me. I used to say like country music, but I've lived in Texas so long, I love country music now. I hunt, I fish, I have cowboy boots and cowboy. Y'all, I'm a black neck redneck. Do you hear what I'm saying to you? No longer oxymoronic for me to say country music. And it's not oxymoronic for me to say third grade and dropout. That third grade dropout, the wisest person I ever met in my life, who taught me to combine knowledge and wisdom to make an impact, was my father. My daddy grew up in the piney woods of East Texas, a little town called Huntsville, Texas. After World War II was over, my father decided to be the only one in his family to migrate west. And in the 1950s, he found his way to the San Francisco Bay Area. Fell in love with a forklift driver. My mother was a bad mamma jamma, let me tell you right now, baby. Didn't need a man, he was just there. My mother was a forklift driver over at the Benicia Arsenal, where she would provide the services to support the war efforts during World War II. In the 50s, my mother and father get married, and they migrate to this area. My father gets a job as a cook, a simple cook. Wisest man I ever met in my life. Just a simple cook at some school called California Maritime Academy. Oh, come on with you, come on. You have no idea how thrilled I am to be here. This is so emotional. This may be my favorite speech of all time because y'all are my family. I can't wait to take a picture with you. I grew up on this campus. I was born and reared here. Lived at 1141 Louisiana Street, Vallejo, California, 94590. My daddy used to work in something called the galley, the mess hall. Now it's the dining center. And it's a nice one. My father, wisest man I ever met in my life, left school in the 3rd grade to help out on the family farm, but just because he left school doesn't mean his education stopped. Mark Twain once said, "I've never allowed my schooling to get in the way of my education." My father taught himself how to read, taught himself how to write, decided in the midst of Jim Crowism, as America was breathing the last gasp of the Civil War, my father decided he was going to stand and be a man. Not a black man, not a brown man, not a white man, but a man. He literally challenged himself to be the best that he could all the days of his life. I want to share something with you. The wisest man I ever met in my life never made it past the 3rd grade, impacted tremendously me and my brother. Growing up right here in Vallejo, this was our family. This academy was our backyard. Going on that training ship and getting lost, sneaking into the pool, going to all the different places for nearly 30 years. This was home. And I want to tell you, I know what it takes to get where you are. And I need you to listen to me very carefully. I have 4 degrees. My brother is a judge. We're not the smartest ones in our family. It's a 3rd grade dropout daddy. A 3rd grade dropout daddy who was quoting Michelangelo when he was a cook at Cal Maritime, saying to us, "Boys, I won't have a problem if you aim high and miss, but I'm going to have a real issue if you aim low and hit." A country mother quoting Henry Ford, saying, "If you think you can or if you think you can't, you're right." You see, it takes knowledge and wisdom combined to grow your influence so that you'll make an impact. You'll be a shipmate that others can count on. I learned that from a 3rd grade drop. Simple lessons. Lessons like these. Son, don't judge people. Son, I've worked at Cal Maritime. You know, I've been all over the world. I've seen good and bad in every shade. Don't judge people. The tendency of a person is to walk away from somebody that's different from them. You stay there and you get to know them. Never judge. Then he dropped Jonathan Swift on me, who said vision is the ability to see the invisible. Don't judge. Another lesson from this 3rd grade dropout. Son, you'd rather be an hour early than a minute late. We never knew what time it was at my house because the clocks were always ahead. We were on Cal Maritime. Come on, somebody. Watch this. My father had the breakfast and lunch shift here at the academy. He had to be at work at 5 o'clock. We lived on Louisiana Street, 15 minutes away. My mother said for nearly 30 years, my father left the house at 3:45 in the morning. One day she asked him, "Why, Daddy?" He said, "Maybe one of my boys will catch me in the act of excellence." I want to share 2 things with you. Aristotle said, "You are what you repeatedly do." Therefore, excellence ought to be a habit, not an act. Don't ever forget that. The other thing I want to share with you is Harvard Business Review, September 2004. The article is titled Deep Smarts. Here's the thesis. Lecturing, what our universities are based upon, is the worst kind of teaching method, usually. Present company excluded. That if you want to get the intended message across, model the behavior. My daddy, a 3rd grade dropout, a cook, was modeling excellence for his boys, combining academic knowledge and old school wisdom. That's what makes an impact. An impact as you go all over the world. You're not interested in making a nice impression. You want to make an impact. Lesson number 3, be kind to people. He always told us kind deeds are never lost. I get to do a lot of NFL chapels. You see some amazing things with those National Football League players. You see guys that can bench press 200, 300 pounds 20 times. You see folks that are huge that can run like a deer. You see folks from a flat-footed position jump 40 inches, 40-inch vertical leap. I even saw a white guy do it once. But the point you know what stops me in my tracks? When I see one of those rich folks show kindness. It literally stops the world. George Washington Carver said, when common people do common things in uncommon ways. They command the attention of the world. I just described your grandmother. I know you're tough. I know you're seaworthy, but always remember to be kind. Always. Don't ever forget that. Never embarrass mama. Yeah. If mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy. If daddy ain't happy, don't nobody care. But I'm trying to tell you. Next lesson. Lesson from a cook over there in the galley. Son, make sure your servant's towel is bigger than your ego. I want to remind you, cadets, of something as you graduate. Ego is the anesthesia that deadens the pain of stupidity. Y'all might have a relative in mind you want to send that to. Let me say it again. Ego is the anesthesia that deadens the pain of stupidity. Pride is the burden of a foolish person. You'll never be a great shipmate. You'll never be a great executive. You'll never be a great teammate if it's all about you. You'll never be a great supervisor or council person if it's all about you. You'll never be a great staff member if it's all about you. Rather, make sure that servant's towel is always big. On President Cropper's bookshelf, in his bookshelf, he has every book from Plato's Republic to Lessons in Leadership by Coach Wooden. John Wooden coached basketball at UCLA for a living, but his calling was to impact people. And with all those national championships, guess what he was found doing in the middle of the week? Going into the cupboard, grabbing a broom, and sweeping his own gym floor. You want to make an impact? Find your broom. Every day of your life, you find your broom. You grow your influence that way. That way you're attracting people so that you can impact them. Final lesson. Son, you're going to do a job.
Do it right.
Do it right. I don't have to tell y'all that, Cal Maritime, and I know grammatically that's not correct. It ought to be do it well, but I like that old school ghetto kind of do it the right way. I'm thinking about a little boy in Los Angeles. All he wants to do is play Little League Baseball. His mother can't even afford to buy him a glove. And he eventually plays Little League, and he's really good. And he's so good he gets a scholarship to Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. And he's so good he gets drafted by the San Diego Padres. And he's so good he helps the St. Louis Cardinals win a World Series. And 12 years ago, when Ozzie Smith walked into the Hall of Fame, he said during his induction speech, and in part I quote word for word, he said, I've always been told how average I can be. Always been criticized about being average. But I want to tell you something. I stand here before you, before all of these people, not listening to those words, but telling myself every single day to shoot for the stars, to be the best that I can be. Good enough isn't good enough if it can be better. And better isn't good enough if it can be best. That's the California Maritime way. Good enough isn't good enough if it can be better. Better isn't good enough if it can be best. Let me close with a very personal story that I think will bring all this into focus. Wisdom will come to you in the unlikeliest of sources, a lot of times through failure. When you hit rock bottom, remember this. While you're struggling, rock bottom can also be a great foundation on which to build and on which to grow. I'm not worried that you'll be successful. I'm worried that you won't fail from time to time. Person that gets up off the canvas and keeps growing, that's the person that will continue to grow their influence. Back in the 70s, to help me make this point, let me introduce you to someone. I met the finest woman I'd ever met in my life. Back in my day, we'd have called her a brick house. I was going to that great academic institution in the north, Chico State. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about. Probably studying really hard. Let me just put it to you like this. I haven't always been a preacher, if you understand what I'm saying. This woman was the finest woman I'd ever seen in my life. There's just one little problem. Back then, ladies didn't like big old linemen. The blind side hadn't come out yet. They like quarterbacks and running backs. Any former quarterbacks or running backs here, raise your hands. Why, a couple of you? Punks. Anyway, so we're at this dance, and I find out her name is Trina Williams from Lompoc, California, and we were all dancing, and we're just excited. And I decided in the middle of dancing with her that I would ask her for her phone number. Trina was the first one. Trina was the only woman in college who gave me her real telephone number. The next day, we walked to Baskin and Robbins ice cream parlor. My friends couldn't believe it. This has been 40 years ago, and my friends still can't believe it. We go on a second date, and a third date, and a fourth date. We drive from Chico to Vallejo so that she could meet my parents. My father meets her. My daddy, my hero, he meets her, pulls me to the side and says, "Is she psycho?" But anyway, we go together for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. By now, Trina's a senior in college. I'm still a freshman, but I'm working some things out. I'm so glad I graduated in 4 terms. Nixon, Ford, Carter, Reagan. So now it's time to propose. So I talked to her girlfriends, and it's California. It's in the 70s, so it has to be outside. Have to have a candle, and have to have some chocolate. Listen, I'm from the hood. I had a bottle of Boone's Farm wine. That's what I had. She said yes. That was the key. I married the most beautiful woman I'd ever seen in my. Y'all ever been to a wedding, and even before the wedding starts, you hear this? How in the world? And it was coming from my side of the family. We get married, we have a few children, our lives are great. One day, Trina finds a lump in her left breast. Breast cancer. 6 years after that diagnosis, me and my 2 little boys walked up to Mommy's casket. And for 2 years, my heart didn't beat. If it wasn't for my faith in God, I wouldn't be standing here today. If it wasn't for those 2 little boys, there would have been no reason for which to go on. I was completely lost. That was rock bottom. You know what sustained me? The wisdom of a 3rd grade dropout. The wisdom of a simple cook from California Maritime Academy. We're at the casket in College Station, Texas. I'd never seen my dad cry. Big, strong man. There are several alumni that remember Riggs that are here. We've been sharing stories all weekend. But this time I saw my dad cry. That was his daughter. Trina was his daughter, not his daughter-in-law. And I'm right behind my father, about to see her for the last time on this earth. And my father shared 3 words with me that changed my life right there at the casket. It would be the last lesson he would ever teach me. He said, "Son, just stand." President Cropper, Captain Bolton, Rear Admiral DeQuatro, I don't think there's anything more profound that I can share with these cadets than these words. You keep standing. You keep standing, no matter how rough the sea, you keep standing. And I'm not talking about just water. You keep standing. No matter what, you don't give up. I learned that lesson from a 3rd grade dropout who was a cook at Cal Maritime, who said, "Boy, you keep standing, no matter what." I stood, and a miracle took place. A couple of years later, my heart started to beat again. I'm talking in a group about like this when all of a sudden I spot the finest woman I've ever met in my life again. First thing Janet did after we got married was she adopted those little boys, fulfilling Trina's last wish that her babies not go through life without a mommy. And then we decided to do something really bright. We thought 16, 17 years ago, and that was have more children. It's worked out lovely. And I'm honored to tell you that we had more boys. I have 4 boys from 34 years old all the way down to my daddy's youngest grandson, who's here with me this weekend, Joshua Rigsby, sitting on the front row right there. I close with this, and this will make the point more salient than any of my previous words. Let me take you back to 2 days before Trina died. No hair because of chemotherapy, cadets. a tummy pooched out because of a liver no longer working. She weighed about 75 pounds. I'm in the kitchen so I can keep an eye on her in the family room. She's surrounded by pillows. Our then youngest son, Andrew, walks up with a shirt that he wants mommy to fold. And this is what I hear from Trina. Andrew, Mama, not always gonna be there to help you. She was saying goodbye. And I was so moved, I waited for Andrew to leave and I walked over and I sat next to her on the couch. And as clearly as I'm talking to you today, these were some of her last words to me. She looked me in the eye and she said, "It doesn't matter to me any longer how long I live. What matters to me most is how I live." Cadets, I've come here with honor, with bells on, to ask y'all one question. A question that I was asked all my life by a third grade dropout.
How you living?
How you living? How you living? Every day, ask yourself that question, how you living? Here's what a cook in the dining center would suggest you to live this way. That you would not judge, that you would show up early, that you'd be kind, that you make sure that that servant's towel is huge and used, that if you're going to do something, you do it the right way. That cook would tell you this, that it's never wrong to do the right thing, that how you do anything is how you do everything. And in that way, you will grow your influence to make an impact. In that way, you will honor all those who have gone before you, who have invested in you, from teachers to grandparents to mom and dad. And when you combine that academic knowledge with that wisdom, oh my goodness, you will change the world. So to the class of 2017, it is with great honor that I say all your life, look in those unlikeliest places for wisdom. Enhance your life every day by seeking that wisdom and asking yourself every night, how am I living? May God richly bless y'all. Thank you for having me here.
Ask yourself every day, how am I living? Good morning to you. Hope that they find you well. And of course, it is time for the lesson. I love that speech. I play the whole thing once a year through here because I think it's important that we sometimes get back to important things. Anyway, good morning to you. Hope that they find you well. Hope it's a little chilly outside, but it's probably the last chilly day we are going to have. It is 6:49 in the morning. So now, next up, of course, is the lesson of life and other stuff that I will do this time. And let me see there we go. All right then. There we go. So, what is the legal word of the day? Well, the legal word of the day is nolo contendere. That's right, nolo contendere. What is that? Basically, you pleading guilty without pleading guilty. It says it means no contest. A plea of nolo contendere has the same effect as a plea of guilt as far as the criminal sentence is concerned, but may not be considered as an admission of guilt for any other purpose. Okay. Did you do it? Nolo contendere. Okay, that's either yes or no. Okay, so when you plead nolo contendere, you plead guilty. Okay, you plead guilty because you did it. Okay, now technically not. I didn't really plead guilty. Okay, I got you, brother. Okay, I got you. Okay, you pled guilty. Okay, that's just weird. Anyway, good morning to all of you. The legal word of the day is nolo contendere. Okay, which means no contest. I'm not pleading yes. I'm not pleading no. So if the judge, if you tell you to plead nolo contendere, I can tell you what to do. He's a lawyer, but I wouldn't. Not guilty, no matter what. No matter what. Somebody may have some maneuvering. I don't know. Nolo contendere means I'm guilty, but I'm just not going to say it. Okay. Anyway, the word of the lesson of life today. And this is something I think we all need to know. You ever notice people who get promoted in your business and they get this attitude like they're the greatest, they're better than peanut butter and jelly and all that stuff, you know. They just think they're the man, okay? And then in 2 weeks, and then a couple months later, a year later, you know, somebody's got their job. Well, you know why that is? because regardless of what you have achieved, there will always be someone better than you are. So don't ever forget that. Regardless of what you have achieved in this life, there will always be somebody better than you. So don't get on your high horse, and think that you know all that and stuff. The problem with being on top of the mountain, they know where to go but down. Always have humility. It is March the 20th. It is the 79th day of the year of 2023. It was on this day in 1995 in Tokyo, 12 people were killed, with more than 5,000 others sickened when packages containing deadly chemical sarin were leaked on 5 separate subway trains by Shikinoru, whatever her last name is. Anyway, he's from one of them folks. 1413, England's King Henry IV died. He was succeeded by Henry V. In 1760, a 10-hour fire erupted in Boston, destroying 349 buildings, burning 10 ships, and claiming no lives. 1815, Napoleon Bonaparte returned to Paris after escaping his exile in Elba, beginning his 100 days rule. 1954, the Republican Party of the United States was founded by slavery opponents at a schoolhouse in Wisconsin. Time. In 1854, the Republican Party of the United States was founded by slavery opponents, at a schoolhouse in Ripton, Wisconsin. In 1940, the U.S. Army General Douglas MacArthur, having evacuated the Philippines at the order of President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, told reporters, I came out of the time and I still return. 1952 was the year the U.S. Senate ratified 16 a security treaty with Japan. 1969, John Lennon married Yoko Ono in, I guess it's Gibraltar. Anyway, one of them English countries. 1976, kidnapped newspaper Harris, Patricia Hearst was convicted of armed robbery for her part in the San Francisco bank robbery holdup carried out by the Sudanese Liberation Army. Hearst was sentenced to 7 years in prison. I think they did it right. He was released after serving 22 months and was pardoned in 2001 by President Bill Clinton. Hey, listen, they kidnapped the woman, they turned the brain all the way around, made her go get this. No. And that's when they got at the Hearst syndrome, whatever it is. Yeah, they're gonna steal you and change your mind and get your mind all straight up, just like most Democrats get their mind all straight. Never them. That's it. I forgive it. 1977, voters in Paris, former French Prime Minister Jacques Chirac will be the French capital's first mayor in more than a century. 1985, Libby Riddle of Keller, Alaska, became the first woman to win the Iditarod Trail Dog Sled Race. Right along with her. Nah, she probably could make it in the 1990, singer Gloria Estefan suffered a broken back when a truck rear-ended her tour bus on a snow-covered highway in Pennsylvania. Surgeons implanted titanium rods to stabilize her spine. Estefan was able to make a comeback after months of intensive physical therapy. What else is going on? 14 years ago, President Barack Obama reached out to the Iranian people in a video saying the U.S. was prepared to end years of strained relations if Tehran toned down its bellicose rhetoric. Iranian officials dismissed the overture, saying they wanted concrete change from Washington before they would be ready to enter into dialogue. 9 years ago, President Barack Obama ordered economic sanctions against nearly 2 dozen members of the Russian President Vladimir Putin's inner circle, like that really helped change things, and a major bank that provided them support. And 5 years ago, investigators pursuing suspected serial bomber in Austin, Texas, shifted their attention to FedEx shipping center in San Antonio, Texas, where a package had exploded. In a phone call with Vladimir Putin, President Donald Trump offered congratulations on Putin's re-election victory. A senior official said Trump had been warned in brief and material that he should not congratulate Putin. Well, y'all just wanted to fight everybody. Most of them Democrats. They just wanted to fight everybody. However, I'm not president of the United States. I'm going to say about good morning to you. It is International Day of Happiness. That's right. If you're happy and you know it, shake your hand. National Proposal Day. Whether or not you're playing a giant flash mob or not again, it is a day to celebrate proposals in all of their forms. National Ravioli Day. If you like ravioli, today's your day. I can't stand it. Act Happy Day. No matter what the situation is, choose to stay positive. Laugh, smile, and be happy. So Act Happy Day. Because acting happy is not really happy, but it's acting happy. Do you believe in aliens? Well, today is Alien Abduction Day. So if you believe in aliens, maybe you will get your chance to visit them. Hey, when they get here. Benito Suarez birthday memorial. Okay, never heard of him. I guess it's somebody that we should know about. Okay. Dogs in Yellow Day. All the dogs in yellow need to from space in a world feels a little less terrifying. Anyway, extraterrestrial abduction day, which is the same thing as the other day. We're about to explore alien abduction, so don't get spooked. Okay. Feast of St. Joseph Day. And the last thing is Great American Meat-Out Day. Join us as we delve into risk associated with relying on farmers' animals for food. Well, I'm all for meat day. I don't have a problem with meat at all. Matter of fact, meat's pretty good. Okay, I'm just saying. And those are some of the things that happen on this day. So we'll be back. Uno momento. All right. So y'all hang loose. We'll be back. Okay. Well, didn't get that. There we go. We'll be back.
12 News Update on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, I'm Jasmine Williams at WSFA 12 News. Here's what's happening Monday. Former President Donald Trump and his legal troubles are back at the spotlight following this hearing so he could be arrested on criminal charges in New York Tuesday. A grand jury will hear more testimony in the criminal case involving the former president and alleged illegal testimony cases in the Gulf. This week, Alabama lawmakers returned to the State House for the regular legislative session, and some state lawmakers want to bring sports gambling to Alabama. State Senator Greg Albritton says not having sports gambling in the state costs the state between $800 million to $1 billion in lost revenue. Speaking of sports, if you filled out a bracket for the NCAA basketball tournament, it is busted, and you're not alone. Stats show that not a single perfect bracket is left in the entire U.S. A reminder of why we call this March Madness. I'm Jasmine Williams, and these are your morning headlines.
WLWI-AM is News Radio 1440, also heard on 95.1 HD3 FM in Montgomery, a Cumulus media station.
This is the CBS World News Roundup, sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Overseas markets were in a free fall today. Credit Suisse shares cratered more than 60%, then recovered some after a takeover deal announced by rival UBS. In Washington, correspondent Ed O'Keefe says both parties are calling for accountability.
Massachusetts Democratic Senator Elizabeth Warren is calling out the Federal Reserve Chairman and a regional body charged with bank oversight.
We need accountability for our regulators who clearly fell down on the job, and that starts with Jerome Powell.
And the Republican chair of the House Financial Services Committee says all options should be on the table to prevent a further crisis.
We need to get to the bottom of whether or not this is a supervisory problem, a regulatory problem, a bank mismanagement problem.
In Moscow, President Xi arrived for talks with Vladimir Putin in a show of support for his war in Ukraine. CBS's Vicki Barker is at the foreign desk.
Xi Jinping told reporters waiting at the airstrip when he arrived that he was looking forward to a fruitful visit, calling the two countries reliable partners. The question, will Russia request advanced weaponry from its reliable partner, Beijing? And will China say yes?
New York on standby for possible protests after former President Trump said he thinks he'll be arrested tomorrow in an investigation into alleged hush money paid to Stormy Daniels. Correspondent Robert Costa is in Manhattan.
CBS News has learned that the grand jury may hear today from an additional witness, Bob Costello, a former legal advisor to Michael Cohen, a key witness in this investigation. We're told that Mr. Costello might question the credibility of Mr. Cohen, and this all comes after the fallout over the weekend from former President Trump's comments.
Spring break's gotten off to a violent start in Florida. They've imposed a new midnight to 6 a.m. curfew in Miami Beach after 2 people were killed in separate shootings. Thousands who live in flooded-out Tulare County, California, are under mandatory evacuation orders with a new wet weather system moving in. County Sheriff Mike Boudreaux.
The National Guard has 2 high water vehicles that can carry as many as 30 people at a time. We have used those vehicles, sending them out to those cities to pick up people and pull them out of the area.
Bruce Willis celebrated his 68th birthday.
Happy birthday, dear
The actor's wife, Emma Hemming, his ex Demi Moore, and his 5 children sang as a smiling Willis blew out 2 candles on a birthday pie. The actor was diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia last month. Dow futures up 3. This is CBS News.
Nobody should have to pay for one-size-fits-all insurance coverage. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance so you only pay for what you need. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Guys, stop putting your love life on hold. U.S. Pharmacy has some exciting news. If you've been wanting to try Viagra or Cialis, now's the perfect time. Call today and receive 90 little blue or little yellow pills for only $119 with free shipping. Why order some low-dose sildenafil from one of those subscription services when we can give you what you want now? Call 800-711-6818 and we'll rush your order discreetly packaged to your door. 800-711-6818.
This is an urgent announcement for anyone that's $10,000 or more in debt. Total Financial Freedom can help you become debt-free in months instead of years. Resolve your credit card debt, signature loans, department store cards, internet loans, and timeshares. Call Total Financial Freedom now at 800-208-1312 for a free consultation. You have the right to get your debt resolved and substantially reduce your monthly payments. Call Total Financial Freedom now. 800-208-1312. Call now.
Sad news from a Tony Award-winning composer.
Andrew Lloyd Webber has revealed that his eldest son is critically ill with stomach cancer. The famed English composer says in a statement that he is absolutely devastated by his son Nick's condition. He says the son has been fighting it for the last 18 months and is now hospitalized. Because of it, Lloyd Webber has been unable to attend recent previews for his newest Broadway musical Bad Cinderella and may not be able to go to its opening night on Thursday. Matt Piper, CBS News, New York.
The NCAA Sweet 16's all set.
Oh, it's really deep.
Kansas State got past Kentucky 79-69 on CBS. Also advancing, Michigan State, Gonzaga, UConn, Creighton, Xavier, Miami, and Florida Atlantic. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Research shows that successful ad campaigns share 8 characteristics. Radio is the only local media option that delivers all 8 of them. Radio reaches your potential customers close to the point of purchase. It provides local consumer interactions with emotional connections that build trust and credibility for your business. Radio is unskippable and quick. We get your message out in 24 to 48 hours, and radio is very affordable. That's why radio consistently gives you the highest return on investment, and it's also why it should always be your base media buy. Research also confirms that marketing campaigns generate even higher returns, starting at a 19% lift when they are on more than one platform. That's why Cumulus offers a variety of effective digital solutions to enhance your base radio buy. At Cumulus, we are your one-stop shop to deliver a coordinated radio and digital campaign that will get your business results. Hi, I'm Sonia Thompson, and it's my job to get your business results on News Radio 1440. To learn more about how to get started, go to newsradio1440.com and click on Grow Your Business. Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, it's true. Difficult times have a way of focusing us. We have to think about what matters most when it comes to our spending, our health care. No doubt. This is why so many people are joining MediShare right now. MediShare is a trusted way to save up to 50% on your monthly health care costs. More than 400,000 people have already made the switch. It's pretty obvious why, too, especially now during this challenging season. With healthcare costs and out-of-pocket expenses going up, Medishare can save you a lot of money. The typical family saves $500 a month. And Medishare is a Christian healthcare sharing ministry that's worked beautifully for 27 years. There are different options to choose from to fit your budget. I'll give you the number here in a second. And if you call, you can get a price within 2 minutes. Maybe now would be perfect time to make the switch and start saving. Here you go. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
When your business information is missing or inconsistent across the internet, search engines won't find you, and customers won't either. Help ensure customers see you and not your competitors. Boost your findability. Cumulusboost.com. Cumulus boost.com.
Don't miss Sean Hannity. Biden incoherently adheres live this afternoon at 2 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
Okay, said the blind man. Okay. Alrighty then. Okay. Now, I just want to forewarn you guys that if former President Trump is indicted, I'm going to New York to protest. Okay. I'll be leaving Wednesday. I'm just saying. I'll be leaving Wednesday after the show. I'm going to now I may go to jail, but you know, there's just some principles brother got to stand for. I know he seems to have that very many, but we all have issues. I'm just saying. I'm going to D.C. I'm going to New York since I know where New York is now. I'm a hitchhike up there, and I'm going to protest. Okay, because I can't have my car. Me and JB can't be separated. So if I take my car up there, I know they're going to repossess my car. So I'm just going to pull my car off, and I ain't going to be. I'm going to park in the middle of the street. So I'm going up there, and I'm going to hang out at Manhattan, in Manhattan. Okay, I'm going to hang out there next to the big old building. It looks like it's got like 48 stories high in the sky, wherever it is up there. And right across the street from the theater. You know what the theater is right there on 47th Street? Yeah, I'm going to be hanging out right by AMC Theaters. That's where I'm going to protest at, okay? And I'm going. Because I think they're doing my man wrong. If what he says is true, they're doing him wrong. I have never seen a former president of the United States been misused like this in my lifetime, okay? And when I was born, Eisenhower was president. I'm telling you, I'm going. I'm going to New York. I'm going to be hanging out with the other brothers. There's probably 3 of us, okay? I'm just saying, probably 3 brothers out there. But I'm gonna protest the way that man has been treated. They've impeached him twice, okay? Didn't have the votes to do that. They try to run him out of office. Now we want to arrest the guy for allegedly paying a woman $130,000. Okay, I hate to go here. I really hate to go here because I'm breaking my own rule on this one. But to show you, I'm only telling you this because hypocrisy at its best is shown by Democrats. By its best. I mean, you can't come up with a better example of hypocrisy than this. Do you know that the former president of the United States, Bill Clinton, paid a woman $850,000 while he was in office to get her to shut up? $850,000. Okay? No, most of you didn't know that. You know why he didn't know that? Because he didn't make the newspaper. It didn't do all that because Democrats, I will admit, listen, the media, matter of fact, why don't we just call it the Democrat media? That's what we ought to call it. Okay? I mean, $850,000 for the woman to shut up. Hey, did you ever hear anything about that? Of course not. Of course not. I'm telling you, these people are going to start something in this country one of these days that they're going to regret they ever did. Okay, I'm just saying the man's not in the White House anymore. You know, whatever he did, whatever, if he did it, but he didn't do any more than anybody else president's ever done in the White House. Okay, $850,000 to the woman who claimed that President Clinton attacked her or something like that. But I'm just saying, yeah, one hypocrisy. Okay, what was that woman's name? Paula Jones. That's right. Paid her $850,000 to go away. almost $1 million. And they mad at him for $100,000. Okay. I mean, if anybody can't see the hypocrisy of this, I mean, really, even if you're a diehard Democrat, you got to be able to see this is wrong. Clinton pays her thousands of dollars in order to make her go away, and most Americans don't even know about it because it never made the paper. I'm just saying, if I don't care whose side you on, but if we're going to treat one person one way, then we ought to treat all people the same way. Okay, I'm just saying. And then he got reelected. So, hey, whatever. Anyway, 860-1440 is our number here. You want to give us a call, whichever on your mind. So if I'm not here, and somebody said don't come back, listen, I'm telling you, I'm going to New York. If they arrest my brother, I'm going to New York and support him. That's right. I'm even gonna leave a donation up there to his campaign while I'm there. Okay, I'm just saying. So anyway, 860-14. So if I'm not here, if I'm not here Wednesday, you know where I'm at, right? I'm in, and I'll call in. I got to get somebody to do the show for me. I'll call in and tell you what's going on up there if the police not beating the hell out of me. Okay, I'm just saying. Yeah, because last time I went up there, I talked to the police. They looked like they wanted to beat the hell out of me just for talking to them. And I said, whoa, I better get out of here. Anyway, 860-1440 is the number here. Okay, I mean, anybody that cannot see hypocrisy here, really, Clinton pays $850,000. You never knew about it because it's hypocrisy. But Clinton, his lawyer now pays a woman $130,000 for to shut up. You know why they do that sometimes? Because sometimes it costs more money to fight it than it does just to get rid of it. Okay, I'm just telling you. Okay, but anyway, I will. I can't. Yeah, I got to get on the bus. I can't be driving my car because I go up there and they. I mean, ain't no sense both of us being in jail. The car being an impound and I'll be in jail. No sense both of us going to jail. I mean, sooner or later I got to make it back to Alabama. I mean, sooner or later they'll probably give me a ticket to get the hell out of here. Anyway, so I can't. Yeah, I'm gonna catch the bus. Yeah. Hopefully I won't get the same bus driver that I had last time who quit right in the middle of the trip. I bet she was from New York too. Anyway, let me see who this is. Good morning, who's this? Yes. I'm doing fine. Yes. And why do I what do I want to repent from? Okay, but I'm not repenting. I'm not repenting for wait. I'm not repenting. I am not repenting for supporting Trump. Now, I don't know what else. Now, whatever else you talk about, I don't care much about it right now. I don't. Matter of fact, I'm ready to hang up on you now. As a matter of fact, I'm ready to hang up on you now. You tell me you give me the same stuff every day. Yeah, you do. Yeah, the same line every day. Same line. Ed, why don't you worry about you repenting? Why are you so worried about everybody else repenting? You repent. Because you get on my nerve. You get on my nerve. Yeah, son, mister, nobody hates you and it ain't got nothing to do. This ain't got nothing to do. It's got something to you being a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. You don't beat people upside the head with what you believe. You live your life by your example. You don't beat people upside the head. Okay. All right. Ed, you got 1 minute. You got 1 minute. I'm gonna shut up, and then after that minute's gone, you history. Go. Well, Ed, so why do you wait a minute, Ed? So why do you call and talk to me every morning then? But you tell me your truth. That's your truth. Yeah, I mean that's your truth. If the truth if the truth was so obvious, why do we have 3,300 different ways to tell it? No, we got 3,300 different religious sects. So if the truth was that obvious, why does it take 3,300 ways to tell it? Okay. Well, that's the only one. That's the only one I'm depending on. I'm not depending on Ed. I really don't care what Ed. I really don't care what Ed says. I'm just trying to be nice to you. I don't care what you say. I mean, you right on. You can say it. Well, you got what you want. Mm. No, I didn't have you cut off. If, I don't have people cut off. I cut you off, but I don't have anybody do it. No. What? No, no, no. Only when you start repeating the same thing. But you repeat the same thing all the time. So I mean, that's okay. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. And no, I actually hear you every day. Actually, it's not that I don't hear you, brother. I hear you all the time. Don't forget to register for the City of Montgomery's Parks and Recreation free week-long spring break camp open to students ages 6 to 14 years old. Registration is available. They're gonna, matter of fact, they're gonna have spring break 2023, March the 20th. That's the day to March the 24th. You got to register at Chisholm Community Center on Van Dyre Boulevard, number 240-4514. That's 240-4514. Regency Park Community Center, 5995 Christie Lane, 625-3051, 625-3051. McIntyre Community Center, 1249 U Street, as a matter of fact, HUGA Street. That number again is 240-4565, 240-4565. So now they want you to, they don't have lunch. Bring a sack lunch or bring them a McDonald's burger or something like that. But they're not going to have lunch. But they will have camp. The places will be open. Okay, and your child must be registered. So you need to take them up there and register them, stuff like that. Okay, you got to register at Chisholm, Regency Park Community Center, or McIntyre Community Center. That don't seem like there's enough centers open right there for me. Enough people, but that's okay. That's all right. That's good. At least we're doing something. So give props to the mayor for opening up the centers, and we just need more things to do. We need a bunch of big screen TVs in there so they can play games and stuff like that. I mean, with all that ARPA money, you think that they could at least put some what I don't know what those kids playing in those games now. What those games? Star Wars or whatever they play. My son, believe it or not, Sony plays. Is that PlayStation? I don't know the difference between PlayStation and a Nintendo. I can't tell the difference. But anyway, we did put some of those things in community. I know somebody might come in still, put a dog in there at the same time, because once you put the dog in the room, ain't nobody coming in there. Okay, excuse me, like no one is coming in there with a good dog in there. Okay, I'm just saying, yeah. Anyway, and besides that, if the police can use dogs to go after people, it would seem like to me that we ought to use the Parks and Recreation people ought to be able to use dogs to go after people too. Keep them out of the doggone places. I'm just saying. Put a sign on the door that said, "Dog will bite you." Okay, do not try to break in because you're gonna be lunch for the dog. I'm just saying. I talked to the mayor about that one in a private meeting. Good morning to you. Okay, again, March the 20th to March the 24th. That's this week. That is starting today. You can register at Chisholm Community Center, 545 Van Dyre Boulevard, 240-4514, 240-4514. It is a spring break. These centers will be open to, to facilitate your kids with something to do. Ages, what is the ages from? I got it on here, so I'll get back to it in a second. Regency Park Community Center, 5995 Christie Lane, 625-3051, 625-3051. McIntyre Community Center, 1249 U Street, HUGH, 240-4565. Okay. So it's my understanding, though, you got to bring a sack lunch. There won't be any lunch given, but give them a sack lunch, put them at the house, let them go do something. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so you got to register first, though. Make sure you go over there and register at the Chisholm Community Center, Regency Park Community Center, and McIntyre Community Center. Mayor, we need a couple more community centers open. I mean, that's just not enough. I mean, what if I can't get over there? I'm just saying we might want to leave them all open. Anyway, but that's just me though, since I'm not the mayor. But at least you're doing something. Also, anybody see the guy named D Smooth? He's I think his name is David Mitchell from Montgomery here on The Voice. See, I think I'm gonna try it for The Voice. I think I am gonna do it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. Is there an age limit for that? No, I don't think so. Okay, think y'all. When they get to Montgomery, I'm gonna go over there at the Impact and try it for The Voice. Cause that boy can sing. I can sing too. So I'm thinking I'm gonna just go over there. Matter of fact, somebody called me the other day. Y'all won't believe this, but somebody called me the other day and want me to come do an audition. I know. See, yeah, See, y'all think I just be jiving around, but I got some pipes. 7:23 in the morning. If you need to be there by 7 o'clock, you're already late. But if you got to be there at 7:30, you got 7 minutes by which to get there. Okay, I'm just saying. Now here's something. Now I know this ain't Montgomery. This is Idaho, but I can't figure this out. Citing staffing issues and the political climate of America, North Idaho Hospital will no longer deliver babies. Okay, so let me get this right. The main reason for human beings, the main reason is to make babies and replenish the earth according to the good Lord. Okay, now we got hospital because of the political climate. Now we got hospital that say we ain't gonna deliver no more babies. Well, close the door, put a sign on it. I mean, I understand getting sued for this, sued for that. I understand, but isn't that crazy? So you're a hospital. Now, I guess if I show up in the emergency room fitting to drop, I guess you got to help a sister out. But really, we're not going to deliver babies anymore? I mean, I just, Sandpoint Burned General Health made announcement Friday. So they're not going to deliver. So the nearest hospital is an hour away from them. I mean, you're a hospital and you will not deliver babies. Only other Democrat people is it like that. Anyway, good morning. Who's this? Pretty good. Now, I didn't see you yesterday, man. What's up? Okay, I knew you were going to tell me that. Uh-huh. Oh, my bad. Yeah. 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 Clanton. Really? Right. 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 Hmm. Yeah, that's on Fairview Avenue. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Okay. Right. Well, what are they supposed to do? I mean, seriously, what are they supposed to do? You did your time. You're done. I mean, what are they supposed to do? Yeah. And then somebody would have complained about that too. So I mean, well, that's not their job, but that's not their job. But okay. Yes. Yes, it is. Right. Well, I will agree to this. Right. I will agree with you to this extent. Listen, if you're gonna let the guy out of jail, just let him out in Clanton, and let him find his own way. I mean, at some point we put our yeah, but at some point, grown men have to take responsibility for themselves. At some point, you know, it, yeah. Hmm. Well, that's true too. That's true too. But at some point, how old was the guy? Oh yeah, he could have ran all the way there. He's young. He could have, he could have ran to Montgomery. Okay. Yeah, yeah. I think, yeah. Right, but I think Clanton was pulling the fast one. Yeah, yeah. I mean, oh, yeah. Well, the only thing I can say is that, well, the only thing I can say, don't go to jail in Clanton. Okay, wait till you get to Montgomery. That's all I can say. Hey man, appreciate it. All right, appreciate it. Yeah, don't go to jail in Clanton. Now you don't want to do it. I mean, that's a legend. I don't know if that really happened, but that's what the caller says. Good morning. Yes. No, you don't need to. You don't need to take your butt to jail. We can't. We can't. It ain't our job to. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Who don't have food? I mean, seriously, who don't have food? But who don't have food? Show me somebody don't have food. I'll take them something. But just tell me who. Who? Yeah. Right. Now this ain't the summer program though. This is just for the week. No, this I don't believe that. I don't believe people don't have food. I just don't. Show me somebody. I'll take them some. Right. Well, you don't know where I've been at my doors, so believe me. What lie? Hey, I'm going to protest. I'm going. They shouldn't do Trump that way. I'm going up there. Yeah. Yeah. I never known the president to give a woman $850,000, and we never wait a minute, and we didn't hear nothing about it. Oh, it's in the newspaper. Nope. Okay. Donald Trump's a man like everybody else. He screws up like everybody else has. Yeah, that's it. But and the Democrats didn't. Okay, okay. And I'm gonna go out there and protest with them. Yeah, I'm gonna go up there and arrest them. They better not. I'll be up there. They have me to deal with. Anyway, listen. I gotta take a break. Okay. Appreciate it. We'll be back. I just want to know somebody that's hungry in Montgomery. Please tell me somebody that's hungry. I'll take them some food. We give them food stamps out the wazoo to people. Now, just because the parents spend the money on other things, I'm with you. I mean, I go to the store all the time. People trying to sell me food stamps. Buy food with them. We'll be back.
Sponsored by AC by Require. AC by Require, celebrating 40 years of comfort. It's Strawberry service the river region since 1983. Contact them for your heating, cooling, and plumbing needs. Visit acbyrequire.com for a list of services and offers today. That's acbyrequire.com. Number 84417.
After we're in the public meeting so far in 2022, we're going to warm up nicely, although it was pretty much on the day today. The good news is there's a good amount of sunshine in the mix of clouds. More clouds this afternoon, and the wind will be much lighter today. Another breeze possible in many spots tonight, which will be north 32 degrees. Cloudy tomorrow in the mid 60s, mid to upper 70s, windy upper 50s. That's your first forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Peter for News Radio 440.
Montgomery Skyline Traffic brought to you by Sons Automotive, family owned, family driven on News Radio 1440.
We'll keep you posted. Ready for spring at Midtown Plaza. Shop Barnaby, Taylor, Wireless, One American Insurance, and more. Midtown Plaza, entry of 85, and then it's great for 50 times cheaper better. That's a lot of small from the new family.
You are upward, up to date, we are your news station.
You 20. As always, we do free moving. Stop by for trading or just one club. And when it comes to Chevrolet, we are customers really talking. I'm back to the Montgomery drive into the field and how you are the car. I told you about those days that I was there. Supervisors, drivers, and it allows you to use them. But what are other people say about it? The great theory, quote, devices the best thing in the world out of the other. And this was so clear on my dream. Having struggled with a study note for weeks, I fought and fought and hit on the manual. I realized every night could not imagine life without experience on chance to be dragged on the wall out of those clouds and mess. Now I do so much love it. Unquote. Those are two of over 100,000 online reviews. Please, it is not. It's the all-natural solution requested by a team and people who are between those who are smallest and stay healthy with control. The boss is available at Walmart.
You become a house hunting and roundabout party. Our neighborhoods and ask the right question. If you manage that, you can get your retirement plan on track. Your retirement without watching help. Smart saving strategies. Own your retirement like you own your home. Go to aceretirement.org. Because when it comes to clearing financial
My knucklehead. I was tired all the time.
when son has figured out,
You suddenly think about something.
I had a fever and this terrible headache.
You don't understand this problem. It was Lyme disease. And it took like
I had West Nile virus from a mosquito. You had a reaction to cockroach allergy.
threats to your health can come from unexpected places. Get the facts. Visit pestcontrol.org. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
Sam, put your shoes on. We're headed to the doctor in 10 minutes. Okay, Mom. Hey, am I going to have to get a shot? Yes. It's time for your yearly vaccines. We have to make sure all your vaccines are up to date before you start back to school. We have to provide a record to the school. Alabama law requires children of all ages to be up to date on their immunizations before attending school. Every child needs to be vaccinated against polio, diphtheria, tetanus, pertussis, also known as whooping cough, measles, mumps, rubella, and chickenpox.
Telling it like it really is. The Dan Bongino Show. On News Radio 1440.
Okay, I'm back. I'm here, ready to roll. It's school break week, so we're just gonna what are we gonna do this week? We're just gonna have fun. Anyway, 860-1440 is the number here. Good morning, who's this? Good morning, Steve. Give it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I understand. Really? Right, right. What's up in Brunswick? What's up in Brunswick? Marine Corps boys? Okay, okay. I got you. Okay. Brother, wait a minute. Wait. I eat too? Come on, man. I eat too. No, no, I wouldn't. But right, yeah. Well, that's true. But I will. But I do. I tell you, I trust the military man a whole lot more than I trust somebody I don't know. I mean, they're robber, brother. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, now you made me feel guilty. Yeah, yeah. Yes, sir. And what about Clinton? What about Clinton? $850,000. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. They listen. Right. We have seen things that happen in the last 4 or 5 years that have never happened in this country. All because people don't like a guy. And if he had involved, wait a minute, wait, and if he had an interview, wait a minute, if he had an intervene, then somebody would say it was a what's that thing? This instruction of government or inter, interfere. Yeah. And then we find out. Wait a minute. Then we find out that they lied on the man. Then they lied on the brother. Exactly. I've had that happen to me before. People lied on me, and yeah. Look here. Okay. 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 So yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. But let me ask you something now. If Bill Clinton paid the woman $850,000, $850,000. Okay. 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 So we're all. I gotta go. I gotta go. I can't take it no more. All right. Let me take one more call and get my last break in. Good morning. Who's this? Huh? I don't care what you say. You guys. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know. Let me say. Oh, okay. Yeah. 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 Right. 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 Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Hey, I got a cell phone number. Yeah. I got a cell phone number for him. So I call him. I got a. Yeah. Yeah. I got a cell phone number. Yeah. Um. Wait a minute. Oh, so if he had paid $1 million, we wouldn't have heard nothing about this. But he gave. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Bill Clinton got it to shut up for 850,000. So okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, I hear you, brother. All right. No. We ain't going that heathenistic thing. That's just as bad as the Mardi Gras. It's worse than the but yeah, yeah, yeah. So I mean,
But okay, Kevin, why has it got out of hand the way it have?
that is an interesting question. And when I come back, I will try to discuss that. No, I never went to that stuff either. Like freak niggas, the HB. Wait. We heard a lot of things going on at Freak Nick. That's why they call it Freak Nick. Yeah, you didn't. Okay, all right. So now Freak Nick, but Freak Nick is the HBCU classic every year, right? Oh, Yeah, yeah, I wouldn't. I didn't have a girlfriend in high school. I couldn't talk nobody into it. Anyway, we'll come back right after these messages. So don't y'all go no place. 7:47 in the morning. We'll come back with a couple minutes left to take whatever calls you comments. I got a lot of things to talk about. I just stayed up last night looking at a whole lot of news, just looking at things, seeing what was going on in the world. All right. So don't go no place. We'll be right back. Oh yeah. Mhm. Good morning to everybody. Our numbers are 860-1440. You want to text me? I got a new text number. And the text number is 334-274-3411. That's 274-3411. I don't have my other number. It's not the show anyway. Okay, I'm just saying. You want to call us here? 860-1440. That's 334-860-1440. You got something you want to say? A little Bobby Womack always soothe us a soul. Anyway, good morning to you. Hope this day finds you well. Hope it finds everybody well. Don't forget, there is, I got to take out this, since I'm on the Clean City Commission. I haven't figured out what my job is yet, but one of my jobs, of course, is to tell you about the events that are coming up. There will be a Stop the Violence walk on April the 15th. That's 11 o'clock a.m. But we're actually going to have a cleanup on March the 25th, and that would be Saturday at 11 o'clock. It'll be getting warm by then, and you meet up at Chisholm Elementary. Now, we're going to have hopefully we're going to have a sanitation truck follows us so they can take the stuff with them and things of that nature. You can, so it's and you meet at where we're going to meet up. Okay, meet up Chisholm Elementary. So we're going to have bags. We're going to have stuff. You need bags, go to the house, stuff like that. We're going to get stuff like that for you so you can clean up the neighborhood over there. Because I'm part of the new District 3 thing over there since they wrote me out of District 2. which matter of fact, tomorrow we're going to have a guest on who thinks she wants to get involved in politics. So she's putting her hat in the ring for District 2 City Council person. Talked to her last night. Pleasant woman to talk to. Oh, no, female. Yeah. So we're gonna talk to her and see how it rolls. But I'm just saying. Stop the violence on April 15th. Well, that way you can forget about the taxes you just got to pay. I've been doing taxes the last couple of days anyway. It's terrible when you're broke and you said, "Oh, somebody something." Let me see. Okay, so again, this Saturday at Chisholm Elementary, we're gonna meet up there, and we're gonna do a Stop the Violence walk, and we're gonna pick up stuff, paper along the way, and stuff like that. No sense just doing all that walking for nothing. Okay, so I need you to get ready for that. And also, there's going to be a spring, so there's going to be a spring cleanup for April the 8th also. So more details to follow, okay? So, Stop the Violence walk, March 25th at 11 a.m. I'll meet up at Chisholm Elementary. And we're also going to put out bags and stuff like that, so people can pick up the junk along the way. Because, y'all got this thing, picking up junk along the way. Okay. So, anyway, but I'll get March 8th. Hopefully before then and tell us a little more about what's going on. Councilman Johnson. Good morning. Yes. Yes. I don't know where he is. He's been made a lot of money investigating something that should have been over 2 years ago. Well, I don't know. Oh, that's true. And the January 6th investigation is the most expensive and the longest in history of America. So wait a minute. What 2 million people we got? That Washington D.C. belongs to the people. It don't belong to the politicians. It belongs to us. Okay. And I'm trying to figure out, wait a minute, you work for me and I got to get permission from you? No. Wait a minute. Maxwell is a military installation. Now, No, that's our house. It don't belong to the politician. It belongs to us, not them. Oh man. Oh well, hey, I don't have enough time to let you talk to you. You want to call back? Yeah. Okay then. Sorry about that. I hit the wrong button. My bad. But sometimes people get my nerves messed up. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta do something. Okay. I'm just saying. So we might want to go to a break now. Go get me some water. And I got to pause for the call. So now hang loose. We'll be back.
Update News Radio 1440.
This is happening this Monday. Former President Donald Trump and his legal troubles are back in the spotlight following his claims that he could be arrested on criminal charges in New York Tuesday. Today, a grand jury will hear more testimony in the criminal case involving the former president and alleged illegal hush money payments to the adult porn star. This week, Alabama lawmakers returned to the State House for the regular legislative session, and some state lawmakers want to bring sports gambling to Alabama. State Senator Greg Albritton says not having sports gambling in the state costs the state between $800 million to $1 billion in lost revenue. Speaking of sports, if you filled out a bracket for the NCAA basketball tournament, it is busted, and you're not alone. Stats show that not a single perfect bracket is left in the entire U.S. A reminder why we call this March Madness. I'm Chaz Williams, and these are your morning headlines.
News Radio 1440 is WLWI AM and 95.1 HD3 FM of Montgomery.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Banking stocks are lower, but they've recovered significantly after tanking early today. On news, UBS would be buying failed Credit Suisse for more than $3 billion. Market analyst Art Hogan says the timing of the deal is beneficial.
With help from the Swiss government, they're able to ring fence what had been a very troubled Credit Suisse, and that eliminates uncertainty about the global banking system.
First Republic shares slid 18% after a credit rating downgrade. The FDIC has just set a deadline of Wednesday for private bank bids on Silicon Valley. Chinese President Xi Jinping has kicked off a 3-day visit to Russia in a show of support for Vladimir Putin. Correspondent Remy Inocencio is in Ukraine.
President Xi's visit is expected to run through Wednesday. After that, he's expected to speak with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Zelensky has told Beijing to not supply any weapons whatsoever to Russia.
Donald Trump could make history by becoming the first U.S. president to be indicted. He says he expects to be arrested tomorrow on potential charges related to alleged hush money payments to a porn star. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy spoke during a Republican retreat in Orlando.
It doesn't matter what side you're on. This is the type of thing America hates and divides us and is wrong.
New research from the Pentagon finds high rates of cancer in some military members. Correspondent Cammie McCormick.
This new study found not just pilots, but ground crews may be vulnerable. Earlier studies claimed they were not at greater risk than the general population, but this new research found these crews have a nearly 90% higher rate of melanoma and higher rates of thyroid cancer, prostate and breast cancer, and brain cancer. The Pentagon says this is one of the largest studies to date.
Students and parents bracing for a possible strike in the nation's second largest school district. Cafeteria workers, bus drivers, custodians, all threatening to walk off their jobs in LA tomorrow, and teachers say they'll honor the picket lines. Former student Cindy Solis says kids are the ones caught in the middle.
I remember 3 years ago when they did the strike, I was a junior too, and it's kind of sad and upsetting to see that nothing has changed, nothing different.
Stars came out to honor Adam Sandler. He was awarded the Mark Twain Prize for American Humor.
I was into sports growing up. My inner child would be like, what happened to baseball? I thought we were going to do that.
His wedding singer co-star Drew Barrymore.
Adam can go to the farthest depths, but somehow he does it without alienating people. That is a true art.
Ben Stiller, Dana Carvey, David Spade, Jennifer Aniston, all there too. S&P futures up 11. This is CBS News.
Nobody should have to pay for one-size-fits-all insurance coverage. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance so you only pay for what you need. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Do you know what people see when they Google you? Search engines don't always get it right. And when they're wrong, it's your reputation on the line. So what do you do when you don't agree with your search results? Call Reputation Defender at 800-401-6681. Reputation Defender by Norton is one of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. We have over a decade of experience in fixing people's search results, and we can help you too. Using cutting-edge approaches, Reputation Defender pushes unflattering information down to lower pages of your search results, where few people ever look. We also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, letting you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. You owe it to yourself to take control with Reputation Defender. Visit www.reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 for free advice on your situation. 800-401-6681. That's 800-401-6681.
Want to live happy? Go to Scandinavia. Finland remains the happiest nation for the 6th straight year. Taliban-controlled Afghanistan is the least happy. The U.S. ranks 15th. And despite the fact that COVID killed millions and caused widespread disruption to lives and livelihoods, the authors found people are slightly happier and significantly kinder than before the pandemic began. Vicki Barker, CBS News. Republican lawmakers in Florida are proposing a bill to ban elementary school kids and teachers from talking about menstrual cycles in class. Also off limits for discussion would be sexually transmitted diseases. Under the new legislation, school would be mandated to teach sexual identity determined biologically at birth. The proposals made it through a subcommittee by a 13-5 vote. A similar bill is pending in the state Senate in Florida. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell. Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. They have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters. For matters in Tennessee, visit CordellCordell.com. 200 West Martin Luther King Boulevard, Suite 1000, Chattanooga, Tennessee 37402. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Poor Sam's was a mess. Always itching, licking. His paws were soaking wet. He had bald spots on his back. DINOVITE.com. 2 weeks after he started Dynamite, I started seeing great improvements. And today, 99% of his issues are non-existent. Dynamite is nutrition. Dynamite is the best thing you can do for your dog.
Won't you believe how happy your dog will be?
I get my Dynamite from DINOVITE.com.
Another Guardian Credit Union story.
Hey, are we chumming the same as usual?
Yeah.
How's your baby girl doing?
She's great, but with 3 kids, we really need more space.
You should check out Guardian Credit Union. We got a home equity line of credit from Guardian to finish our basement. They have low rates and a great team that's easy to work with.
Really?
Yeah, my mom got a Guardian home loan to buy her house. They refinance too.
Thanks. I'll check them out.
Connect with Guardian for all your lending needs.
Chico's knows. Chico's really knows. Chico's has served the river region for over 40 years. Now they invite you to get to know Chico's Auto Pros, an all-new full-service automotive service center specializing in 5-star customer service for all your collision repair, auto service, and tire needs, conveniently located on Atlanta Highway, just minutes from the Eastern Bypass in downtown. Chico's also knows convenient loaner car service, after-hours key drop-off, and even financing options for all things auto. Call Chico's Auto Pros today at 239-9510. Chico's
What
knows.
if your Bible reads itself to
Children's
you?
music and dance teacher.
Well, that's exactly what this app will
Always
do.
on my feet.
It gives you the option of reading the
At least
Bible
couldn't let
more,
her students down.
listening to the Bible
I went
when
to the
you're
Good Feet store
online
for
or
personally
offline.
vetted arch support. I was
It
working
even
the
has
entire
quizzes.
day, and my feet
That will
didn't
help
hurt at the
deepen
end
your
of the
knowledge.
day. That was when I knew, wow, these are different. But the really good part, it's good to be dancing together again,
Stop by or schedule your free fitting at
Line or
goodfeet.com.
offline.
Find your local Good Feet store in Montgomery at 7341 East Chase Parkway.
Trustworthy, consistent, reliable, the best at what they do. This is what customers are saying about Janny King, the king of clean. From office buildings to schools, healthcare facilities, and stadiums, our local franchise owners provide the same quality clean at every level. Let us put our 35 years of experience to work for you. Go to JannyKingCleans.com now. That's JANIKING Cleans.com.
Janny King, the king of clean.
Franchise opportunities also available at JannyKingCleans.com.
Is the voice of the conservative millennial. Ben Shapiro. The Ben Shapiro Show, Monday night at 8 p.m. on News Radio. Depend on.
You know, I think now, I don't know if I'm right about this or not, but I could have sworn I saw Armstead back at the Montgomery Police Department, Larry Armstead. I could have sworn I saw him. That couldn't be right. I think is Larry Armstead back in the Montgomery Police Department? I mean, no big. That's what we need. We need experience. We need people down. But I thought he was gone. He was gone. He was gone. Hold on. Well, you back, Larry? Good morning. And good morning to the mayor. Good morning to all my good friends working with Montgomery Sanitation Department. I didn't get a chance to do that this morning like I normally do. Good morning to Montgomery Police Department, the Leah, Alabama National Guard, and all the folks that keep us safe. At least, at least you try to anyway, as we sleep and slumber tonight. Anyway, 860-1440 is our number. You want to give us a call up, talk to whatever on your mind. Morning. Got about an hour left to try to change your mind. Again, if I'm not here on Wednesday or Thursday, I'm in New York. Protesting the misuse of my former president. I'm gonna be down there. I'm leaving. I'm gonna take the bus though, because I can't be taking my car. Because there's the Elkins on the back of it. Because I'm known up there because they listen to the show in New York. Some of the folks do on our app, and so you go up there and then they'll be on the arrest the brother. You see, so they said, well, you need to take your tail back to Alabama. So I'm gonna leave the car here. Me and JB gonna separate for a little while. I know it's gonna be tough on them. But I'm going to New York and I'm going to protest what they do for my former president. I'm just going to get. And anybody want to go? We can, now if anybody's driving, I'll help pay the freight. When we go up there, I put my share for gas money. I'm just saying. So if somebody's driving, let me know. I'll go with you. Good morning. Who's this? I'm doing fine. No, I don't do the spring break thing, so I'm certainly not Miami. Yes, he paid money to a prostitute to keep it quiet. And so did the Clintons. I don't think it ought to be. Clintons did it. No. I thought there was a woman. I thought there was a woman. There's a woman after you. After Trump. An ad. Right. I don't see there's a crime anyway. Yeah, I don't see there's a crime anyway. He paid it. Right? Yeah. What's so bad about it though? What's so bad about having a white wife? Whatever that thing. But again, how is that hurting you? How's that hurting Montgomery? But how's that hurting us though? What's bad about it? And what's bad about it? Well, well, well. But I tell you what, I get tired of the only reason. Well, don't we get tired of the only thing people come to Montgomery about is talk about the past? I don't care nothing about all that water. What I want to do that for? Okay. Okay. Let me answer that. I hear you. So I know, but let me ask something. If we don't spend the money, I hear. I hear. If we don't spend money on that, where do you think the money should have been spent? I'm asking you. Because I get you, but evidently, now I don't know for sure, but evidently certain money can only be spent on certain projects. I'm not personally caring about all that whitewash, but all I know is I hear. But all I know is that it gets monotonous to only bring people to your city to talk about what happened in the past. We need some futuristic event or something that people can come to. Well, again, I'm not. We need something different. We need an aquarium. We need an aquarium too. Would you be mad? Would you be mad if we put a big aquarium in the city of Montgomery? Well, police departments don't pay for themselves. Okay, well, again, I'm not in the education business. Neither is the city. But you can't blame that on the city. The city or the county has nothing to do with education. The state of Alabama. We pay the ad valorem tax, but we don't run it. I ain't got to kiss up. The truth is the truth. The city of Montgomery and the county of Montgomery don't. I hear it, but the county of Montgomery and the city of Montgomery don't run the. I don't care about. Well, I don't think it's a state. Okay. Okay. Like about Montgomery. Okay then. Well, all right then. I can understand that. Some days I don't like me either. No, why, and why? Listen, the only thing we bring, the only reason why people come here, okay, initially, tourists come here, we want to hear about, they want to see about the EPI thing, which I think is a classic thing. Took me 2 years to go out there, but I did enjoy going out there, and I probably think that every child in America should come at least one time to see that thing. But there's another side to Montgomery also. And why not have, why not have a white, if some, the white water people there is, let them come and do it. I get so tired of hearing about what happened in 1962, what happened in 1950. I mean, is there, there's gotta be a positive thing to bring people to Montgomery Court. And while they're here, let them see how far we have come from where we were. That's my whole thing. Montgomery has a crappy reputation in the world, but they also have an excellent one when it comes to what I believe is a relationship between black and white folks, considering where we used to be. I'm not. I'm not. We yeah. Bring the whatever that place is, the white water thing. Bring it on. I'll go out there just eat at a restaurant or something. As long as they sell chicken, I go out there. Fried chicken, good fried chicken. I'll try to pop. I mean, I've been eating that pop right now for 10 years. All right. Anyway, 860-1440 is the number here. When you get a call, let me talk to you. It is 8:17 in the morning. Let's take a break, and we'll be back. Uno momento. Well, I take this call. Okay. Well, they hung up. Well, anyway, I was going to take the call. All right, call me back, and I'll take your call before I go to my next break. If we get within 30 seconds. 30, 29. Okay. 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 Let me leave it and we'll be right back. We'll be right back.
Weather forecast on News Radio 4. Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by family owned, family driven on News Radio 1440. We got good news for your drive home and Ben Shapiro for your evening. News Radio. Down? That's right. That's very good. You can go to your payment by hundreds or more. On the spot. Okay. 30 minutes. No online. As long as you can. Then go home now. Don't credit. You just really doesn't want to last long. Yes. And hope it's good. You say yes. And that's yes to the credit. Put it in the past. When people have a craving to explore new traditional Asian techniques, we have the PSAs, which made dishes come from a 2,000-year tradition of love cooking. PSAs wanted to explore new possibilities for their website. We turn to AmericanEagle.com. AmericanEagle.com is architected PSA's website, integrating multiple third-party systems to purified digital experience. The result, improved page speed and performance, personalized content based on user information, intuitive opportunities, and increase in organic search visibility, and a 40% increase in new users. This is the local PSA, and go to PSA.com. The website design, development, digital marketing, and marketing, and produce efficiency, everything results. Visit American Eagle. PSA and AmericanEagle.com. Another example of the best businesses in the world. Turning to the best in the business for website. Go to AmericanEagle.com and call 877-WEB-NOW-1. 877 WEB-NOW-1.
autism. My son had a full-blown asthma attack. He didn't know that.
You got some other thing about some symptoms is
I had a fever and this terrible headache.
you don't always know what's causing it. It was Lyme disease from the tick bite.
I had West Nile virus from a mosquito.
You had a reaction to cockroach allergens. Threats to your health can come from unexpected places. Get the facts. Visit pestworld.org. A public service message from the National Pest Management Association.
He's the voice of the conservative millennial.
Ben Shapiro.
The Ben Shapiro Show, tonight at 8 p.m. on News Radio 14. Depend on it.
Okay, we're back. Good morning. Everybody's doing okay. 8:23 in the morning. Tomorrow's guest will be a newcomer to the political world in Montgomery. Her name is Julie Turner Beard. She launches her campaign kickoff tomorrow. Hopefully we'll get coffee and talk just a little bit. I can answer all kind of questions and things of that nature. To answer some of your, I'm pretty sure it'll be the first meeting. Okay. So, City Council candidate for District 2, Julie Turner Beard. Everybody found out that they're moving to District 3, so now everybody's running now because I was not going to it. I was going to go up there and knock it out the box. But that's okay. That's okay. I talked to her the other day. Well, we're going to see how much she knows, but we're going to check it out. We're going to check out, see if she has what it takes. Don't forget, tomorrow also there will be a council meeting tomorrow. A resolution contributing $500,000 to the United Way for the Flatwood community. Outstanding. Council Food is putting that forth, and I'm all glad about that. We don't want to forget about the folks out there, even though we have a tendency to do that sometimes. Good morning, this. Yeah, good morning. All right. Okay. Well, that's true. Yes. Mm-hmm. And I tell you something else that we're talking about. Was that the soccer and something about the tennis courts or something? I saw that the other day. Yeah, the blue gray, yeah. But I can't put all that on him though. But some of that, I mean, some of that goes to Bright, some of that goes to Todd, some of that goes to a little bit of everybody. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 but you don't believe, and again, I'm not making excuses, but you don't believe this whole pandemic stuff has kind of put us in a we are still trying to recover from a lot of this. And listen, some of the policies that came out, well, some of the policies that came out during the pandemic going thing was stupid. And hindsight didn't make much sense of us doing all these things. I agree with you. But wait a minute. But we didn't do it. Well, it is the blame for a lot of things, right? Mhm. Right. Why do you think they're leaving? Tell me why they're leaving. Okay. No, no, no. I'm saying, what are the complaints? Right? What are the complaints about the administration? That no, and I did. Okay. Okay. I have heard that. I have heard that. And I told the mayor that one time too. I said to be in front of the police department for some of the police and tell me you do. I told him that. But right. Is it the policing philosophy that the new chief and the mayor are trying to do? Is that you think that's from the new what is modern what do you call the 21st century policing module? I mean, do you think that's what it is? I mean, I do understand that. So, right. So what do you think? Uh-huh. Mhm. Yeah. Well, you work. That's every city. You work at the pleasure, right? You work at the pleasure of the mayor. Yeah. Yeah, I'm sick of that. Yeah, I know. Listen, I think he's kind of soft on that. I do. I think the mayor's kind of soft on his. There's a difference between being passive and aggressive. And I think even in California, there's a law against aggressive panhandling. Passive, you said, has somebody, has anybody ever done that? Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know if anything like that has happened, but I will agree with you that I think, oh, really? Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know about that. All right, man. Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, you got it right. You feel the way you feel it. Yeah, me too. Me too. Appreciate it. It is 8:33 in the morning. You know, it is a. I wouldn't want to be in leadership in the environment in America right now. Although I do want to thank Councilor Hood for getting $500,000 to the United Way for the youth in the Flatwood community. We appreciate that. He's putting that forth tomorrow. Hopefully that will be, it's a resolution. Hopefully the city council well, there's no reason why not. I mean, $500,000, they need a lot more than that out there. So I don't want to forget about those folks out there because, we have a tendency sometimes to remember people in the moment and forget them once the moment's gone. And so I hope that the city council does get together. If not, we're going to take note of who said no. Okay, we'll take note of who said no. Good morning, who's this? Good morning, who's this? All righty then. So I think we need to pay close attention to the resolution tomorrow and see who does not support this. Because those folks out there need a hand. Talking on the radio don't get you no help. It should, but it doesn't. Okay. There's also a hearing on a proposed ordinance rezoning property located on the west side of Dudley Street, approximately 100 feet south of Selman Street, wherever that is. I don't have a clue. Review of FSI Housing LLC Evergreen Estates on Troy Highway. I know what's going on out there. Applications are a rental hall / event center. I'm still trying to figure out what event centers are. I really am trying to figure out what they are. Are they clubs that have a different name, or what are event centers? Come on, who's this? Yes. Okay, I mean, he did say it was gonna, he was gonna, get somebody to get with you. I don't know if he said he was gonna do it, but that's what he did. Huh? Well, it's exactly the same this year. I'm hoping he went this year. Okay, all right, appreciate it. All right. Well, let's take a break. Let's take a break. Yeah, I know I'm the mayor of the airways and I can't fix everything, but I do the best I can. We'll be back.
SFA. 1440.
Sponsored by AC by Recover. Service delivered since 1983. Visit AC by Recover.com to get the services and offers today at AC
Montgomery Skywatch traffic. With family owned, family driven. News Radio 1440.
Physical fence as indoor and outdoor fence. Not only do they help keep your pets safe, but they've got the perfect start training button that makes all the difference. Call this invisible fence 265-2585. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is a major delay.
Talk tires with Montgomery's #1 tire store, Chico's Auto Pros. Chico's has you covered with Chico's Auto Pros.
they do. This is what customers are saying about Johnny King. The king of clean. From office buildings to schools, healthcare facilities, and stadiums, our local franchise owners provide the same quality clean at every level. Let us put our 35 years of experience to work for you. Go to JannyKingCleans.com now. That's JannyKingCleans.com. Franchise opportunities also available at JannyKingCleans.com.
It's pretty difficult, right? ZipRecruiter is master finding a need for a haystack. So they take it to the next level. They make hiring so simple, it looks like finding a need all around needle stuff. And that's why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Here's what it's like to use ZipRecruiter. You have so many it's easier to find the right ones for your roles. In fact, more than 5 employees are first on ZipRecruiter, and every candidate becomes a first name. That's a lot of deals. So how do they do it? ZipRecruiter's powerful technology sends you candidates who are a great match for your job, and you can even embed your uses to apply. So if you have less hay and more needs, enter ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can find ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. I'm second guessing. Gas, golden, simultaneous, or oil groups. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine deficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed antioxidants and more prescription medication that enzymes. We're going to treat CPI and cystic fibrosis, pancreatitis, pancreatitis, or other conditions.
May increase your chance of diagnosing colonopathy and rare bowel disorders. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or swelling or thickening of your bowel movement. If you are allergic to cold, or if you have gastric kidney problems or worsening of intestinal veins. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take cream as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not treat practices as if they have medication. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, and cough. These are not all the side effects of symptoms.
EPI is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about pre-op for EPI and visit CREVO.com. Call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREVOinfo.com.
Baby. It's 42 already. Where's the time going? You're having fun.
Join Sean Hannity Sundays at 3 p.m. for the Encore Show. Chinese the Russians don't fear Joe Biden on News Radio 1440.
Okay, we're back. It's 8:43. Where's the time going? We have so much fun. Okay, let me go to the phone before I get to my next segment here. Good morning. Who's this? Good morning. Who's this? Yes, pretty good. Mm-hmm. 31. Mm-hmm. Well, she's trying to get it right. Right. Yeah. Right. Right. Well, she's trying to get the legislature to give married couples $800 and single taxpayers $400. She's trying to get the legislature to do that. Yeah, but when I ain't got nothing, it's pretty good. I mean, yeah. But if I'm broke, listen, I put it this way. If a check come in the bank for $400, so I ain't mad at nobody. Yeah. Well, yeah, but they are, yeah. But what they did was they actually purposed that money now to go to hospitals and a few other things in the state of Alabama. So the money's not laying there anymore. They've actually purposed the money already. We get some of that little leftover stuff, can give us a $400 check in the bank or something like that. So, I think it's a good idea personally. I think $400 anything. Yeah. All right. Mhm. All right. Appreciate it. No, I think it is a unfair to those that call themselves Christians to always get 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 blamed for things that we don't do, When in fact, when in fact, it is the Christian belief system that mandate that we do help people. I don't know any other. I don't really know any other um, um, religion that mandates you do that outside of Christendom. So, and I would tell you something, and I'm just going to let y'all know, a whole lot of people lie, and a whole lot of situations in the world are a hell of a lot worse off than it is if there were not for those Christian folks who believe in trying to help one another out. We don't always get it right, of course not. We don't always get it right. I mean, most Christians are wrong as the day is long sometimes. But I think to jump on them because they can't get everybody, you know. Uh, wouldn't the world be a better place if wouldn't the United States be a better country if everybody was a Christian and did and they fulfill that Christian philosophy? Wouldn't everybody do unto others as you would have them do unto you? Love your neighbor as you do thyself. I mean, wouldn't we all be much better off? I mean, there's some religions out there that believe in cutting your head off if you're homosexual. Not Christian people who don't believe that. You have to answer to God, not to me. Whatever you do, you have a right to believe what you want to believe. I don't have to believe what you believe, but you do have a right to believe what you believe. In certain places in the world, you get killed for what you believe. So can we lay off the beat with Christian folks so we can't get to everybody? I mean, I mean, join us. Join us. I'm not the word British Christian either sometimes. But if it were not for Christianity in the world, I think we would be looking at a lot worse situation than this, in my opinion. These are just my opinion. Okay, but I just think sometimes we pick up the things we miss and then we want to draw to Christianity for that. Again, if we were not for Christianity, there are a whole lot of people living outside that. A whole lot of people really wouldn't have food. Because people believe in helping Christians, believe in helping. We ain't perfect, but we believe in helping people. At least that's been my experience. Anyway, I remember getting a plate of food every now and then that I didn't buy. Somebody gave it to me. 860-1440 is the number here if you want to give us a call. 848 Good morning. Who's this? Yes. Absolutely. Well, we paid the money. We paid the money. Right, we paid that money. Right, that was our money too. So yeah, I don't have a problem with that. Well, now, wait a minute. If we gave it to the government, why shouldn't we ask for some of it back when it's available? Well, listen, America. Well, America has a lot of tenets of socialism intertwined within this republic that we call a republic. We got if you think that food stamps is socialism, getting Medicaid, Medicare, socialism. It's all well, listen. I don't listen. I don't care what we call it, but I'm waiting for it. Whatever. Exactly. But I'll take the check. Yeah. Yeah. Well, wait a minute. It's our money. Wait. I'm talking. Wait a minute. When we got people that get money from the government and never paid a dime into it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. When, okay. I appreciate it. I'm gonna have to get on that airplane. I don't like the airplane, but I may. But this one, for my truck man, I may get on the plane. Yeah, I may get on the plane. That's what you know what? I love Montgomery, but I still love it. Yeah. 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 Now you may have a point there. I don't agree with you too often, but you may have had a point there. If they built that place over there, they've been talking about how great it is and all the aesthetics. Yeah, oh yeah. They would, yeah. Well, we can't do it now, so it is where it is, and we go. It's gonna be all right. It's gonna be good for Montgomery. I really believe it is. That's just one man's opinion. Appreciate it. It is 8:51 in the morning. Good morning. Who's this? Wait a minute. Let me get the news first. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Didn't nobody say one guy said that? We ain't talking about shit for running over nobody. Come on, man. He also said if a man don't work, he don't eat. And that's our fault too, because we haven't done what we need to do. Well, yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. But the principle there's a difference between somebody who just can't help themselves and somebody who won't help themselves. Well, that's true too. Because if the same guy comes to me next week that came to me a week before and said his mama was out there in the car and he was trying to get some gas money. Yeah. So I'm just saying. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Hey, let me ask you before I get out, let me ask you: are you related to the Brock brothers? The Brock brothers run Valiant Cross. I do that. If you're not, you're not. Yeah. Mm. I got to run, brother. I'm running out of time. But we'll catch you next week. I'm late on the week. I, I love you. Well, give me a break, man. Stop. Why? All the time. I still love you though. Don't get me wrong. Okay, I just thought I had to get that out of there. Good morning. Who's this? I got to talk to Josh, the engineer, and figure out how to get me some caller ID. Because I'm gonna block that son of a gun. Okay then. So you can't you mess with mine. Okay. And what else? What else is coming? Okay, $500,000 tomorrow. $500,000 for the United Way, sponsored by Councilor Pruitt. Good on him. Also, application for a rental hall event center business license for Courtney Walker. DBA is Unique Elegance Event Center. I don't know what an event center. I guess that's the new club. Because my lord, I ain't never been in the city had this many event centers. Appeal of the cost of demolition by 201 Milton Road by Roderick Lee Crittenden. That's going to be that's old business, new business. Review of Sherwood Apartments on Hatton Avenue. Ordinance amending correct legal description is not that important for me. Ordinance amending Chapter 11 Emergency Services Section, Private Ambulance Service General Rules and Regulations franchise. Okay, billing of the code of ordinance for the city of Montgomery. Don't know what that's all about. Resolution authorizing city to enter into a memorandum of understanding to advance public sewer investments. Don't know exactly what that means, but I'm pretty sure tomorrow we will. Resolution authorizing an agreement with AlDOT for resurfacing curb and gutter, conversion, stripping of sidewalks, and conversion of 4 lanes to 3 lanes on East Fairview Avenue and from South Court to Cloverdale Road. Resolution assessing the cost of abatement for unsafe structures and various pursuant to section 11-53 Bravo 1 ET SEQ, whatever that means, Code of Alabama 1974. Okay, so it doesn't really look like there's any hot topic tomorrow. I don't need to go down there. No. But I will say one thing, and let's get it here today. You know, I've never been a mayor. I've had a little responsibility in my life with some guys. I've had to sign for hundreds of thousands worth of equipment on my boat when I was in Hawaii. For equipment, I had to be responsible for these things. Anything happened to those things, I was responsible for it. Even the people I had working for me, they were responsible to me, and I'm responsible to the big kahuna. Okay, let me finish this real quick. This ain't a stupid call. Who's this? Yes. Is that it? Okay. Okay. All right. Anyway, I don't know anybody that's perfect. I know that these jobs come with a bunch of headaches, and anytime you're dealing with the public, you have people. Everybody's got an opinion. There's an opinion, and then there's I ain't pissing up anybody, but I do understand having had a little responsibility. I'm from a very little, not a whole city welfare, anything like that. But I've had a few, I've had a few things to have to deal with, and so all I say is I try to give people the benefit of the doubt in these positions because they are hard positions to deal with. Anyway, you gotta go. You got to come off with the thing. Now,
National